Today's video is going over the death of a YouTuber and their legacy. And of course, this video going over such a heavy topic, I would recommend if you are sensitive to any of the following, please click off. I will be going over this YouTuber's legacy, his passing, drugs, and what this YouTuber has done to some people, and also the internet's way of taking his passing. So again, as I said earlier to my channel, this YouTube video and all of the future more serious topics that I will go over will of course have less jump cuts because I want my reaction and I want my emotion to be raw. I want my voice to feel normal to you guys. So, the YouTuber we are talking about today, Twomad, 2.18 million subscribers. That's a really big number. That's my goal. He was a massive YouTuber. He was really big on social media. He was crazy big on just in general, a really, really large personality on the internet. He was quite controversial, especially what he did nearing the end of 2023 to, or just all of 2023 in general was just a pretty rough year for him. So I know I'm late to the party, but I would like to speak about his death because I used to watch this guy a lot. All the way from his early Overwatch content, which is how he got popular, to, of course, COVID-19 and the Zoom bombings he used to do. Really, really funny guy. And that iconic, what's it called? The, uh, the video where he was like shirtless and he's going like, "What's up, girl? I'll see you later tonight," and then he falls backwards. That just countless hours of laughter and fun. And when I heard that he passed, I was taken aback because I honestly was in I was in shock that he did drugs. But it kind of all makes sense now. From all the videos I watch about Twomad, everyone who personally knew him or knew him more than as just another face on the internet said he shut himself off. He closely identified himself with light Yagami, which is a what's the word I'm looking for? An introvert who closes himself off from society and goes on this power trip. And I definitely see the correlation between that, I guess, if that makes sense. But from all of the videos I've seen and from all the people who I've heard from, he was never the best socially, and he did a lot of drugs, specifically ketamine. I don't know much about ketamine. I don't know much about drugs in general because I don't do drugs and I never will. Because I've firsthand experience at seeing what that causes. And this just further proves my point. Addiction fucking sucks. It's really, really bad. But that's not the entire point of this video. The point of this video is to say that Tumad wasn't a good person by any means. He was, I don't know how to really put this. He did a lot of interesting things. He went on this spiral late or the middle of last year, anywhere in between like past like March or something like that of 2023. I don't exactly remember when because it all seems like a blur to me, but he went on this spiral and he was caught doing some pretty bad things with minors. I don't mean to speak on this. I'm sorry if I'm incorrect. I haven't done much research on this topic, but I feel as if it would be right of me to speak about him and his death because he was a solid part of my childhood because I watched him a lot over COVID-19. And he was one of the things that kept me from not being fully depressed because, as you know, as I've said, over COVID-19, those like 2 years were probably the worst 2 years of my life. I gained a lot of weight. I had an awful body image and I needed something to laugh at. I needed something to watch to keep me occupied, and he provided that for me. However, that does not mean I am excusing what he's done. He, as I said, is definitely not a good person by any means. He said some weird shit, he's done some weird shit, and he's just not a very good person overall. However, I generally don't agree with the internet and how they are reacting to his death. So over social media, over YouTube, TikTok, Twitter, all these things. I don't go on Twitter because both of my accounts are suspended for some reason. but of course, I've seen screenshots and stuff like that. They're making fun of him, and I have made fun of him a lot too, even after his passing. But the internet is a pretty weird place. It's pretty shitty. Now, Twomad, I don't think, I don't think his death deserves the comedy around it, if that makes sense. I mean, of course, it's ironic, like the whole, oh, he's rotting in his gaming chair because he was dead for 5 days before authorities found him in his apartment playing Overwatch. That's what I've heard. And of course, that's pretty ironic. And then his death was from a drug overdose. So there's so many jokes spiraling around his untimely demise, and I don't know how to feel about it because I really don't enjoy hearing those kind of things. I don't think of myself the kind of person to make fun of someone's death, even if they weren't the best person, if that makes sense. And me not partaking in making fun of his death does not mean I'm supporting him as a person, right? I mean, of course, my support wouldn't really matter because the dude's dead, but I again do not condone what he's done. I will never do what he's done, and I ugh, it's a lot. I don't really want to get into that, but I just don't align myself with what the internet is doing and how it's taking this. Because he was a massive part of the internet. He was huge, like massive. It's just a rough situation overall. And I know I'm late to the party. I've watched so many YouTubers talk about this before myself recording a video about this, but I just thought I'd share my opinion and also speak to you, my audience, about you sharing your opinion on the internet. Because if you do that, there will always be a large group of people who are going to hate you for it. There's probably going to be a group of people who are going to hate me for it. But the internet sucks, right? The internet is not a good place. You can say whatever you want, you can do whatever you want without consequence, and that's dangerous. So I just wanted to make this video to share my thoughts, and because I don't really have anyone to talk to about this in real life because I I'm the only one in my friend group or in my family who would watch this guy, and so I thought might as well make a video on it. But yeah, stay safe.